I've got a journal I'd like to share today. It's an altered book. I've used a Reader's Digest book as the cover for this one. I've reinforced the cover with Tyvek and it's got a hidden hinge binding in the same style as Nik the Booksmith. And I think I've said I've reinforced it with Tyvek. So measurements are 8 inches by 5 inches with a 1.5 inch spine. On the front, the book was in quite good condition, so I've just layered several layers of cardstock, book pages, burlap. This is a medieval botanical image that I've included in my first digital kit in my Etsy store. I'm going to add a short video just going through that after this video. So that's been Mod Podged on the layers and then sealed with a varnish. It's got a metal book plate. I've left a tea stained piece of paper in there for you to write your own title. There's a metal vintage button and it's got, I don't know if you'll see it, but it's a little vase with flowers. The spine, there's some fabric underneath, then there's crochet trim, 3 old buttons with and I've just used burgundy thread to tie in the sewing because the sewing's all been done with a burgundy thread just to pick up the colour from here. There's also layers of fabric here, sari ribbon and some ribbon. It's tied with sari silk ribbon closure and I've used 2 of the extra large grommets that I like to use. One in the front and one in the front and one in the back. And then if I open this up, and then I've secured this knot here in place. I've just used a little pin with a little gem and another bit of seam binding that I've dyed. Open her up. I've lined the book with a digital print, just stained it, and then there's some of my favourite lace trim with ribbon down here. I've done a linen pocket, put a bit of lace on top, crochet trim, some more layers of fabric, lace and trim, a little bit of seam binding and a little bee as a charm here at the front. And then in this inside pocket there's a tag that says the story begins, coffee stained paper. Most of it has been backed onto, either stitched onto or backed onto coffee dyed or tea dyed paper. Some eyelash trim, so there's a little pocket at the front for that one. And then I made a fabric envelope, picking up the tones from the inside cover, velcroed closed with a little flower and gem stickle. And then I've just put 2 pieces of card and paper to journal on. So there's 3 signatures. She's got 96 pages back to front. Each signature has either got a quote or a picture, but I'll show you that as I go through. And each signature finishes and ends with crochet trim, bubble trim, crochet trim inside and stencilled in the first page. The inside page, this is one of the pictures from the digital kit that it's about 3 by 5. And I've used it as a pocket, stitched it onto some book page and a tag inside, stitched round a little bit of bling, pops in there. These pictures are all really fresh and crisp and that's what I was looking for. And then I've used some die cut here, make a pocket, some lace trim here, stitched all round again. A piece of ephemera from the kit that I'm going to put in my Etsy store, that's in the Etsy store now, to journal on. And one of my postcards that I use Lindy's sprays after tea staining it. I just thought that looked nice in there for space. Doily, napkin decoupage onto a glassine bag. I thought those napkins were really cute. I'm hoping you can see them. And Tsunami Rose, this one, again stitched onto coffee stained paper. Edith Holden pages were frail, so I've used some vintage style washi tape just to secure that down the centre. Used it as a tuck another Tsunami Rose, and just a piece of cardstock I've cut up and I've lined the back for some journaling. Then I flip up with some stamping here, and in here I've put 2 tags talking about fairies, because every garden should have a fairy. Got some fine burlap twine and a little brass coloured feather or leaf there. And I had a spare piece, I liked this paper and I thought that went nicely with the kit, so that's in there for journaling. And then stitched again, another pocket, crochet trim, another tag, and I've just put some vellum flowers on there, book pages, stained it, crochet trim, eyelash trim and ribbon, gives a good sized tag. Stitched down some perlized card, fabric trim there. This was the end pieces from the glassine bags that were too large and I hate to waste them, so I doubled them up with some cardstock and made these little tag pockets. That's another image from the kit that's in my Etsy store. I've resized it just to fit in there. Left it blank for some writing. I think that's a nice little tuck. And there's another one here. Again, blank in the back. And I love this kind of tuck pocket. I've seen loads of them on Etsy and I keep meaning to do more, not on Etsy, sorry, on Pinterest. Just where you put 2 tuck spots and then put layers underneath to journal. So there's a heart there with some stickles. Holds a journaling card nicely if I put it in right. So put it in right. A little postcard, and I've put a used Irish stamp there and just stamped it. Cut down 2 little pieces of paper to size just to make 2 nice little notelets, and that tucks in there. And I thought that's cute. I've put some staples there with some of the sari ribbon just for some texture. The centre of the signature, there's 8 pages in each signature. I've used crochet trim across to make pockets, some bling. Another 2 pieces of ephemera from the kit that I just put on Etsy to use to either tuck things, write things. Another picture that's been backed onto coffee dyed or tea dyed. Another image from the kit I've just put on Etsy. Put that in a minute. And another picture from Pinterest. Some washi tape, I thought the roses went well. I think this is ArtyMaze and I've just left it. You can tuck something in there if you wish, and it sits nicely in there. Eyelash trim again, and there's space for another picture here that I've left blank. Parchment paper, another tuck spot, double stitched round, backed onto coffee dyed paper. Stitched, it's all stitched, there's loads of stitching in this. Altered paper clip, opens out for journaling. Tag, clear in the back. And then this tag, I just used some staining, some stamping, and I've left it pretty plain for your own writing or pictures, drawing, whatever. Edith Holden page, another ArtyMaze image, I should say. Glassine bag. The glassine bags have all had some trim put on to give them a bit added stability, and a little bit of masking tape that you can hardly see inside, again just to give them a bit of strength. Picture from Pinterest, backed onto an index card. And this one is actually, so this is black and white obviously, backed onto coffee dyed. It goes behind the envelope. Oops, a daisy, piece of tape. This closes, Velcro closes, pink gem. And then inside the little one, there's 2 small journaling cards. I think that's Ephemera's Garden, and that's just one of mine, from my stash. I've not used a specific Etsy shop or theme, I've just used things, I wanted to use up things in my stash this time. I hate wasting things. And that's just a Project Life card, but I thought it went well with the flowers. Another tuck and image from the digital kit that I've resized to this size to make a good sized corner tuck. Another card to journal. This is one of the medieval images from the kit that I just love, I really do. It's from a medieval botanical book and it holds a large tag. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I've sprayed it with linseeds and some stencils and I've stamped a little bird and flower. And it's quite good cardstock, holds its shape. Another quote. This one, so it's a crochet trim, bobble or pom-pom, then crochet, stencil. Another picture from the kit. This time it's poppies, stitched round and backed onto paper, and inside I've just made a little journaling card. Some crocheted trim at the edge there. And then this one has got, it's got a linen pocket at the back with a ribbon, then some more ribbon, ruffled ribbon I've put on top of some paper. Crochet trim, it's got a brass coloured charm here that says live your dream. And then in the pocket, I love these, I've been wanting to use these for a while. This is Tsunami Rose and it's full size writing sheet. It's really what I consider a good full size writing sheet. And the images are so pretty. So I'll put a closure in that one. I wanted to leave it as flat as I could. So it tucks in the pocket. Again, I just thought it picked up really nicely the colours, and I've just used a piece of cardstock that I've had, cut it down to make another notelet here. Another glassine bag, another Tsunami Rose, Edith Holden, another tuck spot. This one says notes. I've left it blank so that you can put your own heading, and another floral tag. Piece of fabric, some bling, and again there's two tucks here, one down in the corner and that just says leaves and flowers. Thought that looked nice. And this is just a book plate and it's one that's on the digital kit, again it's in my Etsy shop. I'll put the links below. Picture from Pinterest and I've put it onto an index card and it clips under this one that says nature. And this one, I think that's Victoria Designs, this piece of paper that I've cut to make a tuck. That's ArtyMaze, again, stitched round. And then this one, this is a little wooden peg, or clothespin, whatever you want to call it. It's got a little bird on it, which I thought was quite apt, and it's really cute. And it holds closed this flap. So there is room for a tuck here under the lace. So there's crocheted lace and linen. It opens out so you get plenty of room to journal, and it's holding in place a little booklet, blue gem, lovely flowers, lace. It opens out, there's a little pocket, little pocket picking up the pinks, card, and then some layers of paper. So that's held in place with this little bird, like that. And there is a tag that fits in the back, just because I love the picture really. Again, coffee dyed at the back. And here I've put a belly band, I've used some of the crochet trim, fabric, some linen, some bling, and this is ArtyMaze. I love these, I don't use these enough. It's a double little flip up. So again, journaling or a picture or both. The ribbon's held in place with some grommets. So one slips into the back and one slips into the front. Or, I mean, you could put anything you want. It's just a double belly band. Then this one, another altered paper clip, heart with a little bit of shimmer. And another tag with some bling. Again, plenty of space to write. And this one just holds this closed. And then on this page I velcroed this one down with a bit of bling, some lace trim, and it opens out and it gives space to journal. And there's a tuck at the side, and I've just made a little card with some paper that I had tea stained left. Edith Holden again. And this one goes in here. So this is the glassine bag with some of the pretty trim. I hope that picks up the colours. And that's why I used this image here to go there. Again, coffee, tea dyed at the back. And in this pocket, there is another Tsunami Rose sheet. Picking up the purples, there's a little purple flower in the centre of a crocheted flower. This is the linen, the other side of the linen pocket with the trim. Cute napkin decoupage again. Another Velcro closure with a little gem. And I just grunged up some paper so that you can use that. I'll put that away in a minute, that fits in there. Then in this pocket there's another Tsunami Rose and it tucks in the back. I'll do it in a minute. And then there's the envelope that tucks in the pocket, another gem, more journaling space. Oh, I need some caffeine, so I'm all over the place this morning. But you can see that one will go back in the front. And then this one will go in the back. But I'll do that later. And in this pocket, this is Wendys, I think it's Wendys Journal Adventure. This is one of her style pockets that are really cute, using Edith Holden pages to make a pocket. There's a tuck at the side, and the side journaling card. I've used another poppy image, same one from the kit, crochet trim, put on a tab, and this one has got a silver feather, or a silver coloured feather. And at the back you can see the stitching, but I like that effect and I've left that one there on purpose. I've not backed it because she's already double backed here. So that sits nicely in there. And then in the pocket, image of a bird. I think that's ArtyMaze again. I think that's Enchanted Caroline from Calico Collage. I will put links down below, the ladies' names down below, and that's just a tag with paper that I've made up. And the last signature, another quote. So crochet trim, pom-pom trim, crochet trim, stenciling. Another picture from the kit in the store. I'll be using these a lot, I really like them. Another little note card it's just one of mine. With some crochet trim hiding in there. This is a Tsunami Rose envelope with a piece of bling and Velcro to close. And at the back I just put another tag. I've done some stamping in that one. I've left it quite slim because she's getting really chunky. And it's got another stitched note card in there. You can always, I mean she is chunky, but if you take things out it'll obviously go a lot smaller or slimmer if that's what you wish. And that's been Mod Podged on, this picture. Some lined paper at the back. Edith Holden. And this is a tag that I've made. I've used book pages, stamping, some linen or muslin. That is crochet trim, vintage button. And that's just from the book that I use for some of my flower or floral images, Wildflowers of Britain and Europe. And I've left that on purpose because I just think it adds some interest really. And it's held in place with another also paper clip. And that flips out obviously to give you more writing room. A perlized card. I love that oil paper. I don't know where I've had that for a long time. I don't know where I got that. So there's just a glassine bag here, and I love how you can see the coffee staining, so I didn't want to do anything to it. And I've just made quite a substantial tag for this one. I mean, as far as weight goes, it's about 300 GSM, I think. At least a 280. And then here, there's another picture inside. That's another image from the kit in Etsy, resized just to fit inside this one. And there's room, there's another one at the back. I wasn't sure if I put one in or not. And it's a little nest. And then there's a journaling card here, again, coffee dyed paper at the back. And these, I really enjoy making these now. These are the altered paper clips, and you can put them anywhere in the page or anywhere in the book, anywhere in the page as well. So it's just layers of fabric and some bling and some lace. And as I say, it just clips on anywhere in the page. And it hides some writing, or in this case it's a Project Life card that I thought was appropriate, and it says "Let life surprise you." And I'll pop that in there. Actually, I don't think that was Project Life. I think that is from a paper kit that I had a long time ago. I had a piece of, this is just Edith Holden page I've made into a tuck, stitched round it, some paper that I've grunged up, and I won't open it all out, but it opens out. You can slip the ribbon on and off, and it just gives you a nice little place to write. Another tuck here, there's some pansies, and I've put some berries to match for that tuck there. Oops, a daisy. And this one's paper actually, and it just says memories, and it goes in that one. Another altered paper clip. And I had another piece of paper that was lined that I thought would be useful as a journaling spot. So I've clipped that one there. Edith Holden, another picture from Pinterest, tea and coffee dyed, and that goes into this last glassine bag. And then the last pocket here, and it's an ArtyMaze that I've used and left it just as a book clip. I haven't put any paper in it because she's just getting too chunky. I wanted her to close. Another heavyweight card for another glassine bag, and this one I've left as a tuck at the side. Another card to journal, that is a Project Life card. This is another kit that I'm going to bring out, hopefully next kit, and it's ferns. So this is one of the pictures from the next kit. That's Tsunami Rose. I like how it gives a full-sized tuck place to hide things. Last page, so it's a digital paper at the back, crocheted trim, or crocheted ribbon, sorry, with ribbon, or crochet trim with ribbon. I've used a piece of Tim Holtz paper, made a pocket, and there's some lace and fabric, vintage buttons, and I hand stitched a bad cross stitch across because I wanted it to look as though it was old and as though someone really young had done it. And there's a tuck spot at the front, and I've put a teeny little tag in there and stamped it. Some lace. I've used embroidery thread to secure it, the pages in the book. I'll show you the centre. Pink. And the first, there's die cut paper with some lace at the back to make a pocket. Again, it's all been stitched, coffee stained. The book, the library plate has been stuck on so that you've got somewhere if you want to write anything about the book at the front. And then it's just a mixture of some plain paper, coffee dyed. That's 1980s ledger that I've already shown before, and it's on my Instagram. Handmade paper, index card, so it's quite cute. Postcard used as a tuck with a teeny weeny little booklet there, and another tag for here. And that tag shape is from Jenofeve. Jenofeve has got templates for tags. I just like the shape of this one for this pocket, so I've cut that out on cardstock and then lined it, tab with a bit of bling, and it fits that pocket nice. And that's her. So I hope you like her. I will be adding a quick video next just to show the digital kit properly.